Welcome back. Now that you have gotten yourself clear about what it is that you want exactly, so that you're able to make your predominant thoughts about that something that is good and makes you feel amazing, so you can raise your emotions, let's talk about emotions and emotional awareness. We spend most of our lives, whether we're male or female, basically being taught that expressing our emotions is a bad thing, especially if those emotions are deemed negative. And so, because of that, we tend to be we've lost touch of our emotional scale, if you will. And so, we don't really realize what it really is. And in terms of manifesting, what our emotions is a tremendous guidance system that can help us understand when we are in alignment with what it is that we want and when we are not. So, when we are in alignment with what we're asking for, we've got great emotions, right? We are feeling fabulous, positive, if you will, but we have aligned ourselves energetically with the same energy vibration of what it is we're asking for. So, say that new car, our goal weight, whatever that is. Whenever we don't feel that, so anything else on the emotional scale is an indication that we are not in alignment with what we want. So, this is a great opportunity for us to check in with our thoughts again and say, are my predominant thoughts, have they shifted back into lack or what I don't want? Can I shift them back over to what I do want? Can I purposely and consciously sit and actually remind myself of all the amazing things that are going to be when I have this? It might be that it seems like there's something that has happened that's completely unrelated, right? Things that are out of our control, like the actions and reactions of other people, right? Circumstances like the pandemic, things like that, that may have got us shifted into a lower energy vibration or into emotions that are lower on the scale. And there is nothing wrong with that, except that we don't want to stay there long term. We want to raise ourselves back up so that we can picture ourselves, so visualize it, hear what we would be saying to ourselves, hear what we would be saying to others, what other people would be saying to us when we manifest this, right? What does it feel like to manifest this? We want to be living it, right? We want to really feel like we know what it is to experience this. And so we're not looking to trick ourselves. We're looking at ways all through our day that we can be raising our energy vibration. And it all starts with secret two, which is paying attention or raising our awareness about our emotions. So pay attention to your dreams. You don't have to remember what actually happened in the dream. That's almost irrelevant. How do you feel when you wake up from the dream? That old expression of waking up on the wrong side of the bed. Your dreams are a really great indicator of where you're really at emotionally in your unconscious mind, right? Because your consciousness has gone to sleep, your unconscious has come out to play. So it's a really good opportunity if you do wake up on the wrong side of the bed, or if you've ever done this, like I have, wake up crying or wake up actually laughing. I've done this to myself and woken myself up laughing, right? These are all indicators of where we are at on the emotional scale. And it's not that we're raising our awareness so that we can punish ourselves for not being at the top of the scale or be comparing ourselves with other people. No, it's so that we can always be aware of what we are doing, the choices that we're making, the thoughts that we are focusing on, because this is where the bulk of people who are trying to manifest just don't understand this part. And so they go about their day, they're running through it on autopilot, and they don't pay any attention, especially when some of these other emotions are more habit, right? Maybe you don't like the job that you're going to, and the thing you're trying to manifest is actually opening up your own business or getting a promotion or moving to another country or another company or whatever it is. And so every time you go to get in the car, or if during the pandemic here you're working from home, and every time you go to walk into that office, you can't help but feel deflated, right? It's not about masking that. It's not about pretending that it's not there. It's not about beating ourselves up that it is there. It's about seeing it, recognizing that it's there and saying, aha, okay, if I'm feeling defeated, that I'm not vibrating with the same energy vibration as getting that promotion. And so I need to catch this and I need to do what's going to work for me in order to get there. And so that is what we are going to talk about in more detail in our third secret. So, the first thing that I want you to do for this is to just start becoming more aware of your emotions. And that's all through the day because, of course, we experience a gamut of emotions. And in your workbook, there's an example of you being in a room with other people, you feel content and even optimistic. And then somebody that you dislike comes into the room and suddenly you notice that you are filled with resentment, right? Your mood just completely shifts just on visible sight of that person. And so the first goal is really to be able to recognize that that has happened, right? Stop working on autopilot and start recognizing how you are feeling and acknowledge it. Then the second goal is to realize that, okay, since this has happened, that's not where I want to be. And most times, what you will end up finding as you do this more and more, you will actually end up finding that, hey, I can shift myself out of this pretty quickly because that awareness that I have slipped into a different emotion is all I actually need to actually slip back up to where I was. That's it, right? Awareness is absolutely incredible. So, your task for this exercise, there's nothing that you need to write down. It's all internal, it's all consciousness and awareness to start paying attention to your mood, to the emotions, to your feelings that you have all throughout the day at different points in the day. And all you're looking for is a shift in emotion, whether that's good shift or bad shift, doesn't matter, a shift in your emotion. Bring that awareness to it. Say, aha, I see that something has happened here. I have shifted. It doesn't matter why. You don't have to analyze what's happened there. You don't have to understand why it did. You just have to acknowledge and accept the fact that it did happen. And this is where you are at now on the emotional scale. And in our next exercise, and if you just flip the page, you will actually see the emotional scale that I'm talking about. Okay, so 22 different emotions. Where am I on that scale? Okay, so now I'm going to start to put in some effort to rise up the scale. Right? I don't have to get all the way to the top. I just want to shift out of this. And having that thought, having that awareness might be all that you need. It might be that you actually need much more in order to do that, which is what our next three examples are going to be of different games that you can play with yourself in our third secret, which is letting go of the resistance. Right? So your emotions are the big key here for whether or not you're going to be resisting, because it's your key for whether or not you're in alignment. Okay. If you are not in alignment with what you are vibrating for or what you're asking for, then what's going to happen is it's like a veil has been put over your eyes. Okay. And in this veil, you don't get to see both options the universe has provided for you. Now, it has provided both. Okay. So the universe has provided the new car and it has provided the unreliable car. You've got a veil that's only going to let you see one of these, and you're in control of the veil. You just don't realize it yet or until now. So, how you are going to make sure that you see what you want to see is through paying attention to your emotions. And then through exercises like what we're going to discuss in the next video to raise that energy vibration up by raising your emotions up so you are in alignment. If you are in alignment with the unreliable car, then the veil is only going to allow you to see that unreliable car. So you'll either buy another car or get another car somehow that will end up being just as unreliable as your car, or you will just not get any other car and your car will continue to be unreliable and need more and more service, and you'll need to pay more and more money for it. But if you can get yourself aligned by raising your emotions so that you are aligned with the new car, then that is what the veil will allow you to see. And you will be able to have the new car. Both are sitting there. You've had the thought, you've asked for it, and then you've had predominant thoughts. Both of them are sitting there. Which are you going to allow yourself to see? So we'll talk more about this in our next video.